Good morning from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Friday, September 27, 2019. Welcome to this beautiful 1953 12-foot Penn Yan Swift CZT model, hull number CZT 2351. She has come into the shop for a complete preservation of the boat and her original Tee Nee trailer. We've seen quite a few of these small Penn Yans, the canvas covered hulls. The canvas on this hull is original. In fact, as I've begun disassembling her, I'm amazed that, as far as I can tell, this boat has not had very much use at all. I think the failed varnish on the decks and some of this scale and the paint on the transom has more to do with sitting out in the sun somewhere. I think this boat, yes, this boat was last in Alabama. You can see that the upholstery is pretty sunburnt. But the telltale for me is when you look inside, go ahead, find any wear, find any hurts, find any rot, even find a non-original fastener. Oh, I did find 3 non-original fasteners as I took out the little clips for the bows for a boat cover. But other than that, she is really, really in incredibly good shape. And it's nice to see that nobody has messed with this Penn Yan stiffening system. I've seen several of these where people said, oh my goodness, something's wrong there. And they take out the hardware and force that whole thing down, which puts a bow in the transom. As with all Penn Yans of this type, these small Penn Yans, you will find the hull identification number on the middle of the 3 upright transom braces. But look at this boat. She really has not been hurt at all, anywhere. She was powered and will be powered by an 18 horsepower Johnson Seahorse that I have sent off to Fran Secor, Otego, New York, who in my world has no equal when it comes to doing cosmetic and mechanical restorations of outboard engines. The bracing is correct, has not been messed with. Somebody did add a speedometer at one time. But one of the details that I found quite interesting is, you know, all of these small Penn Yans have transom handholds. And typically when you get one to work on, this backing block is gone. Well, this little Penn Yan Swift retains all 4 of her lifting handle backing blocks. They're still there. They're still fastened by their original brass machine screws. And I hope you've noticed as I've walked around that the canvas really is in great shape. The worst that's happened to it, and it is original, is that somebody must have taken a paintbrush and rubbed it in a sand pile first before applying the paint. It is really pretty rough. We will not strip it, however. We learned that lesson the hard way on an Old Town canoe, the first one we ever attempted. It was painted a gaudy color. I can't remember what it was, but it was almost day glow. And so John and I looked at one another, reached for the paint remover. Well, what the paint remover also did was lift all the filler that had been worked into the canvas. So our lesson became a little bit more expensive as we had to re-canvas the entire canoe. We learned how to canvas. Fortunately, this boat does not suffer that ill. Now I removed the aft seat back so that I could take out the controls and send them along with everything else to Fran. I'll rely, maybe Charlie Santee can weigh in. These blobs of foam on the seat bench just do not appear to me to be correct. Several of these little boats I've seen have Lyman-esque cushions, 3 of them going across, in some cases 2. So that remains to be seen. But since either 2-legged or 4-legged critters had at the corner of this seat back, and you can see how sunburned it is across the top, we will be reupholstering as part of the process. For the rest of the boat, we will strip the decks. This is a 2-deck boat. We'll strip both decks, the rub rails, the transom block, but not the transom. The Swift transoms were all painted. I've not seen a single one finished bright. We will not finish it bright. But I hope as I pan around the interior, you're able to see just how excellent the ribs are, the exterior sheathing. Once we've sanded the varnish, once we've sanded the paint and the canvas flat, we will have primed it and then apply the proper paint job, which is lightning bolts, not this particular swoop, although I've seen quite a few Swifts that are finished this way. The keel is perfect. The Tee Nee trailer is eminently restorable. So once she's had a new paint on the outside, stripped decks, coamings, gunnels, etc., all revarnished, she's going to be rather stunning. On the interior, this boat is in such good shape that we will scrub it with Scotch pads and apply several coats of Sicken Sea-Tall Marine varnish. That's a much better result, much more durable, and we don't want to end up putting a super high gloss down in the bilge. Look at that stem. The stem is just perfect. Still has her original bow eye. Even the ring's still there. That's so often not the case. So there's our introduction of the 1953 12-foot Penn Yan CZT Swift. Can't wait for the sea trial on this one. RJ's already salivating. Trouble is, I'm a lot bigger than he is, so it's probably, this terrible chore will probably fall to me. We'll keep you abreast. Right now she's a bit back in the queue, so we will move her back into storage, and then she'll be coming into the shop later this winter. Until then, thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.